Hey folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. A few of you have been following my adventures on the road to 195, my weight loss program to move from a very charitable 215, which I think was much more like 217, down to 195, which is traditionally been a good weight for me. You know, as we get older, it's really easy to pack on additional weight. And sadly, it's not, your big guns or big pecs or big quads. As we get older, it tends to be relaxed muscle around the belly and around the back. And, such things, besides being aesthetically unpleasing, are not thought to be good for our health. As men, we obviously, like every creature, we age and we develop, various problems, none of which are helped by carrying too much meat around the gut or around the back. Nobody wants to look like a life support machine for a beer belly, do they? Well, as you know, if you've been following this series, I hit the ground running and probably fell flat on my face because, of course, I couldn't resist putting this hand to the face with cakes, pastries, cookies, bowls of ice cream, and other assorted crap. So it was a kind of a difficult transition. Of course, this isn't the first time I've ever had to try and lose weight, right? I mean, I'm in my mid-60s, for God's sake. Like, this is a rodeo I've been to a number of times. But I did find it hard this time because the kind of like the sugar addiction was really sort of, kind of fierce, right? And, I'm retired. So I don't really have a business need to stay in shape, and also I'm sort of unsupervised around the fridge. But with a mixture of threats and cajoling from my domestic team leader, I've managed to break that bad habit of shoving food into my face just because it happens to be there. And so what I'm doing now is I'm following a more disciplined process. I have a keto coffee in the morning, which I've gotten used to. Normally, I would just drink black coffee, but I'm drinking a keto coffee now with coconut fat and oil and butter and cream and, oh my goodness, tons of stuff made for me. I just say thank you and drink it. Then around mid-morning, depending upon what I'm doing, I'll have a protein shake. I actually use milk, though I understand that most people would say, that's just too much fat. You should probably use almond milk or coconut milk. I use milk, but anyhow, it is what it is, right? And then I will eat, later on, I'll have a very large salad with something like a piece of salmon or chicken breast or piece of steak, for the protein, right? And then in the evening, and this is where I am really, historically, really, really bad, because I'll sit in front of Netflix and sort of, graze, right? It's amazing. You can put thousands of calories in your face in a relatively short space of time watching Netflix. So I've broken that habit. I might have a couple of rice cakes or a little bit of fruit because it is a habit that is... Yeah, it's a habit, right? What can I say? But it is working. This sort of low carb, higher protein diet, calorie restriction, of course. I'm probably running in a calorie deficit because, again, if you watch this channel, you will see that quite often I'm talking about, well, I've got to go and do some work outside, whether it's sawing logs or moving stuff around on the property or whatever. And I also average around 20,000 steps a day, little Fitbit type watch. I don't know in miles what 20,000 steps a day is. It depends upon, your walking pace, but it's a pretty darn good hoof. And since I feel I'm still a little too heavy to really get out and do some running, I find that the walking is a good way, low impact for me to get, to get the miles in. So anyways, I'm very happy to report that I'm at 198.8 right now. So what's that? 3.8 pounds away from my goal. When I hit 195, I think I'm going to actually see if I can go a little further. 190 was a good weight for me many years ago, and anything in the 180s, of course, is, that's gravy. So there's my status report. If you are on your own fitness goals, weight loss goals, particularly if you're an older guy like I am, hopefully this may not inspire you, but it will at least let you know that, hey, you're not the only one out there. I fell on my face, picked myself up, managed to lose a little weight. I'm sure you will as well. So thanks for watching. Let's try and stay fit. And living well is the best revenge. So thanks so much. Cheers. Bye-bye.